Hello. Uh, this can be part two of the cylinder head for my Hoglet. It's kind of a long video. There's just a lot going on, I guess. I didn't really want to cut too much stuff out of it, but I hope you all sit and enjoy, and I hope you stick around all the way to the end and just to see the steps it took to get me to where I am today. Uh, Hope you enjoy. Different kind of dial indicator, stuff like that. I got one down here to give me the proper length this way, and I got one here for the proper depth. It's quite a noisy operation, but hopefully I can get rid of that, get rid of the voice and just have the picture, because otherwise it's very annoying. But I'll finish this off, and you get to see how it works anyway. So yeah, here's the thing. If a guy likes to make a mess, do stuff with cast iron. That's all I can say. Yeah, got the furnace going in the background, but we are doing a little bit more on our cylinder heads. At this point, we have some holes to drill for the intake and exhaust ports. To start with, these are all straight shot. These ones are straight, but then there is angled, how do I want to put it? There's an angled hole to meet the angle of like the intake manifold and make the exhaust go in the right direction. So anyhow, what I'm doing right now is just drilling the straight holes. This is currently the exhaust side. Just a bunch of drilling. So. Did the first part with an end mill just to get through all the fins. Otherwise it would either break the bit or break the fins. So, but I am now going to swap over to a drill bit and go from there. That out. zero. Okay, here we go. Said, pull that out of there, flip it upside down, different couple size bits. The one side for the exhaust is 1/4 inch, and the intake is 3/16. It's not that much different, but man, you would think they'd be bigger. But they are not. So get all this stuff swapped over and get a edge finder. Don't need that bit. This. We're going to need our edge finder. So I did not move the in out, so that should be okay. So I have to square this up. I just squared it up with the 2 holes for the valve guide, as they do go directly across. And that's what I'm also going to use to do my edge binding. Across. And I did do the other head already. This is where I made my mistake last time, because there's 2 portions to this edge finder. One of them is 3/8 and the other one is .200. And the first time I took the .200, divided it in half instead of taking the .375. So my one hole was off, so I had to, you know, get a rod to fit in there and epoxied it in, let it sit overnight so I could do the same thing. But this time I'm not going to do that. Half of 3/8 is 1/875. Now that's our center to this edge. So now we can zero that, and we have to go over to center it in here, which is 167. Okay, so now that's centered. So I'm going to zero that, and that's our center mark. Now I can move this over, put the right bit in.
is a 3/16 end mill. So we'll take that and go through the fins, like I said before. Find their 0. Wrong way, Clyde. Nope, I was going the right way. All right. Now, sanity check. Yep. Sanity check there. What am I doing? Turn the wrong knob. Sanity check. Yep. So now I go back 500. And let's make another hole. Alrighty then. Now, let's get this out of here. Change it over to a 3/16, and then this part will be done. The hardest part is coming up. We got the 2 angle cuts for the intake manifold, the exhaust, and there's an angle cut for the spark plug. So, here we go. Make the hardest, weirdest stuff for last. So you have to remake everything. You gotta really remake everything. So, bit. In there, like so. Get her back over to 0. Oh, too far, Clyde. Come on. Take it easy. Slow down. There we go. I built half of this thing without any kind of little DRO tools, and that was a mistake. I wish I would have done that to begin with before I even started this crazy project, because they are very helpful, to say the least. Very helpful. Alright, chits. have it. Let's see if we can even see these crazy holes. There's one. Kind of see it in the, see if I can get some light on that. See the hole in there? There you go. And there's another one. And it is nicely right in the middle of that guide. So what happens is the guide, supposedly according to the drawing, is just going to sit right above that hole. So you have to do some ciphering. Yeah. Got a little excited. Got started before the camera went on. But this is the hole that's going to accept the intake manifold, and then I'll flip it over and get it all set up to do the exhaust. They're quite a bit bigger than the actual hole for the intake, but let's watch it. Better check that measurement just to make sure. On the intake side, there's two different holes because of the intake manifold. This one brings the manifold all the way to the hole for the intake port. And then there's an additional hole on the top just for room for the manifold itself. So there's a little work involved between this one and the next one. So as soon as I get to here, I'll bring you back. There we go. There we go. Alright, now I have to change end mills, but what I did last time is I did this, and then we moved over so this, I'm going to take a file of that. So the center of the end mill is kind of centered on that angle. And then we got 1.049. .050. Let's say it that way. Okay, I'm going to change that bit. Okay, now the reason I'm doing it like this is I can bring this down to 0.50. And then loosen this up a little bit here so I can put that end mill right on top. And in theory, in my theory anyway, I don't know if it's a correct theory, but in my theory, I would be at the same height as my other bit. So now what I need to do is bring this back to 0, which should bring me directly in line with what else is here. Now the first hole is 3/8 of an inch, and this hole is 7/16. Now I have to go down .415, and the reason I had set that up the way I did with the angle and all that is once my DRO reads 0, then I have to go down .415 from there. So we're at 0. And we have it. So now, instead of me cutting my fingers up like I normally do, I'm going to take this out of here first. Alright, now I can take this out. I'll show you guys what we was up to. See if we get enough light on this thing here. There we go. Focus. Come on. There we go. You can see the step in there. And then you can see the intake. That's that little intake runner. And this is the one that I drilled the hole in the wrong spot first time around. So I'm hoping that it lines up the way it's supposed to. Otherwise there will be some tears and some strange language, stuff like that. So this is the little setup I have for drilling my angled holes in the cylinder heads. Using the cylinder head jig, and after I get done with these, the only hole left on that cylinder head would be the spark plug, which I will use this jig too. I'm going to space it out a little bit so I don't chew up the thing, because it's an angle drill and holes all the way through. But that's what that is. Set 21 degrees. Come on, focus. Man, just don't like the focus, does it? There we go. 21 degrees. And hope it works right. So because I decided to put the fin cuts in around the cylinder head first, I realized before I even did it that it was going to be a problem lining up this hole. But what I did here, which, you know, I'm hoping it's going to be right, but we will find out, is I put this tape on here, and I know you probably can't see it, but there's a little slit right there. I measured down 700 thousandths of an inch. Now this is going to come down and line up with the best I can. It seems like it's, you know, pretty easy to line up, but I suppose it could be off just a little bit, but I think that's probably why they put that O-ring in there, in the oversized hole. But this side, you know, it's not as important as the other side. This is the exhaust, so you know, if it's off a little bit, it's off a little bit, right? So we are going to put the bit in, go down our height again, and I have to get that all measured up, and we'll be ready to get laid out for the spark plug hole, which is the big deal. That's the one that's gonna make or break us. So it'll be a bitch to get all this done, only to find out that it's all wrong. But take your time, take your time, take your time. Right? So here we go. We have to wait for that bit to hit this second That's where I'm assuming the edge is. Alright, now we have to go down. 0.625. Our exhaust port's done. she is. Okay. Let's see what it looks like. Other people did this out of aluminum. I would imagine it would be fine for the short term because it's not a long-running engine, but we'll find out. Cast iron is just a little dirty. Just a little dirty. You can really see that any good.
So I think what I'm going to do is stop the video here instead of doing the spark plug hole in this video, because it's getting a little bit long, and I know people don't like watching long videos, but there was a lot of stuff going on in this video. So this is going to be yet another part of the cylinder heads for the Hoglet, and I hope you did enjoy, and if you did, please like and subscribe. That would be great. It helped me out quite a bit, and I appreciate it. Thank you.